Good evening, class. So, what I acknowledged after having done my initial post was that everyone else made videos. Clearly, I must have misread it because it said 250 words. But nonetheless, I went on ahead to do the responses and came to the conclusion that I wanted to share something from Acts regarding listening to the prophet for the sake of repentance and for restoration. Yes, we serve an amazing God, and the process of healing comes from the internal process of acknowledgement, and accountability. That having been said, in our text of Cells and Your House, they speak to that same premise in the model where forgiveness, let me just look at it really quickly because I want to make sure I'm verbatim. Forgiveness is letting go of the right to retaliate, And this having been said, it's very specific to the pain cycle. We oftentimes find ourselves, as the text said prior, having a muscle response since memory. I'm an acting buff. But as athletes would say it, muscle memory. It's a conditioning of sorts. And that is in itself a relational issue. However, if there's a interest in excellence, you wouldn't just look exclusively within. You would reach upward, outward. And in the book of Acts, we are comforted in knowing that if we look onward, upward, outward by seeking help with a marital counselor, this particular relationship can be restored by way of, and for lack of a better word, that prophet, the medium of the counselor, the marriage counselor, can be understood as a prophet to a certain extent. All this to be said, the language has to be developed and learned, as Dr. K had illustrated in the exercise with our two class members during the last Zoom, where the questions that she was asking was more to redirect away from the conflict and more towards the reason why the two were together in the first place. Conflict is going to continue to arise, and I think that that's specifically my acknowledgement of the weakness of the model at times. To acknowledge the conflict in and of itself in the moment is not going to resolve the longevity of currency. And that goes back to language. And so during the process to learn a new language, which should already be evident in the earlier steps of the process, the conflict intervention, we realize that it isn't just a matter of seeing one's own pain in and of itself. It's also acknowledging the ripple effect, if you will, throwing that stone, casting that pebble into the still waters, and then that ripple effect, and then it just dissipating. It's not just about, oh, I'll just let it be, as one of my classmates said, because as we know, sometimes if we just let it be, it will fester. However, acknowledging that that pebble has descended to the depths of the water and you can't get it back. And I think that that's more the point here, that we understand that you can't get deep enough into that water to go and retrieve that pebble. It's not what the process is about. The process is learning how to withstand the ripples in the water when the pebbles come. Ciao for now, everyone. God bless you.